Just 2 months ago, Mikhail Saakashvili was leading anti-government street protests to this building. On Sunday, he emerged onto the parliament steps to take the presidential oath. Addressing a crowd of thousands, he said, "We must create the Georgia that our ancestors dreamed of, the Georgia that we dream of." He also pledged to unite the country and boost its struggling economy. His inauguration was attended by representatives of many countries interested in Georgia's future, including Russia and the US. After he raised the country's new red-on-white 5-cross flag, he watched as the military services paraded past. During his speech, he said Georgia needed a strong army, and uniting the country was one of the biggest challenges he faces. 2 provinces, Abkhazia and South Ossetia, won de facto independence in bloody wars in the early 1990s. After the ceremony, Saakashvili plunged into the crowd, shaking hands with his enthusiastic supporters. But then it was soon back to business. At a meeting with the US Secretary of State Colin Powell, the issue of Georgia's thorny relations with its former Soviet rulers came up.
In my meetings tomorrow in Moscow, I expect that we will discuss our mutual interest in seeing a secure, stable, democratic Georgia. And I will once again reinforce to my Russian colleagues that we expect Moscow to abide by the Istanbul commitments of 1999.
Powell also announced U.S. assistance of more than $160 million for Georgia this year.
Based on what I've seen there, my conclusion is they had not resumed large-scale production. There is uncertainty. That's one reason it's important that the inspections continue, and I look forward to Charlie Delfer, who I know well and have a great deal of respect for, leading those inspections now so that we can come to a consensus view. My warning to the American public, though, is there's always going to be unresolved ambiguity here. The failure to establish security at the end of the Operation Iraqi Freedom, allowing the looting to continue, meant that records have been destroyed and destroyed forever and can't be put back together again. There was very little difference in opinion between U.S. intelligence, French intelligence, German, even the Russians, with regard to whether they had weapons or not. There was differences of opinion about how one dealt with the program. The most important